Yo, what up guys, iReapism here and welcome back to another video of Growth Dev. This is the same map, 7327, that has gotten a complete overhaul. It's two versions I'm about to show you of the map that it went through because I haven't been recording anything in a while because I've been working on the map and doing other things. But yeah guys, it might be a little bit confusing. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. This is 7327, the sequel development. This is a series, but like I said in the description of all those videos previously, it said the map name was subject to change, and I finally picked the name that I wanted. It's Growth. So now the title is less clunky. It's just Growth Dev, and it's all nice. And the episode name is Overhaul because the whole map has been changed a lot. So there's a lot to showcase, guys. In fact, I need to grab the changes and put it on this side. There you go. Wrong one. Wrong Minecraft. There you go. Alright, so I got all the changes. Anyways, like I said, you know, it might be a little bit confusing, might be a little bit weird, awkward for you. I've never done a map name change before. I've never done that in the development of any of my maps. Usually when it comes to map making for me, I already know the map straight out of the bat. Like, I already know the map name before I even create the world. So, very awkward for me as well, but, you know, there's a first thing for everything, I guess. And yeah, let's get started. So, we're going to start with all the classes. And, well, I know there's one bug in this version, but it's not too big of a deal. Basically, this is a Paladin's class. But the bug is the display chest is not an infinity bow, and it's 24 arrows. So, you know, that's the only difference. Or it's 12 arrows, something like that. Let me check really quick. It is 16 arrows. Okay, it's not... Alright, why not guess? It's in front of me on the right side of my screen. Yeah, so it's 16 arrows and not an infinity bow anymore. The sniper class has not been changed. So, yeah. Well, I guess, no, it has been changed. It no longer has a flame 2 bow, and now it has 2 golden apples for extra sustain. That's a change, I guess, yeah. Well, since this is 2 versions, I'm showing you. Well, actually, there's 3 versions. There's version 0.5 is what you last saw in episode 7, and there's a version 5.5, and then there's 0.6 and 0.7. So 0.55, I guess, is the correct way to display that. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, there's three versions I have to go over in a way. So, you know, forgive me if I don't get anything, you know, to you guys, but it should be pretty accurate. But Guardians saw a whole ton of changes, guys. We'll start off with the passive. It used to be resistance 1 and 2 on those health thresholds, and now it's been upped by 1 on each level, so it's 2 and 3. It makes it more potent to be lower health. It takes more effort to kill you at low health, so you can do a lot with that. So yeah, he no longer has a regeneration potion because of this, and also all his sword damage, all his damages, he got a new pickaxe and guardian axe, and he got TNT cannon supplies. They're all 3 attack damage. That's 1 less than a wooden sword, so he's not swinging very hard at all. But yeah, he doesn't have a infinity bow. He has 24 arrows. He's been nerfed and updated to fit his role style. So yeah, I really like that. Efficiency 10 right there, guys. That's gonna destroy the tree in the back. And then Nazareth has blocks and a pickaxe. Same ideal. So Excavate hasn't seen any changes. Warrior has. He now has. Now his passive. It used to be when you're in 5 block radius of an enemy, you get resistance 1, just you. But now you get resistance 1, and you give it as an aura to your teammates within 5 blocks of you. So you can think of it like this. Game mode 1. this is an enemy, this is you, I'm within 5 blocks, and I can give all my teammates within a 5 block area around me, right? You can see that. So it's like a double aura in a way, if that makes sense. But yeah, it has to be around me. But it makes, you know, the passive a little bit more potent, you know. I don't see how much more potent it's going to be, but if it's utilized correctly, it can make the difference of surviving a team fight. So here's Marksman. Marksman has seen some changes. His passive now gives him power 3 in addition to the punch, instead of just power 2. He, by default, has power 2 like before, but now he gets power 3. So, it gives him a little bit more room to utilize that passive when he's lower. Really interesting stuff. The nuker's fireball has been fixed. Now it's magma cube. And also, I made it so it does explosive damage, actually. It nukes an area. And the explosive damage is 2 if you want me to be specific. And essentially that's a lot smaller. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but that might be smaller than a creeper explosion. I'm not too sure though. It could be 1 higher than a creeper explosion. I forget. It's either 3 is the default for creeper explosions or 1. I don't know. But it's 2 anyways, just so you know. And yeah, he didn't see a passive change or anything like that. But yeah, I guess there is one thing that changes the excavator. He gets more torches. It's up to 48 now. But yeah, magic has stayed the same, I believe, from the last time I showed you, and Rocky stayed the same from the last time I showed you. So yeah, we'll move on from the class changes to the lobby. There's a lobby that we're standing in. This is where you select your classes and stuff. From now on, there's nothing under the map anymore, because that was causing a lot of lag with unrendering and rendering chunks. Even though they're loaded, the game does that to save on your resources now, but that was being used against me when I'm teleporting them away, so it unrenders and re-renders really quickly. So I was taking advantage of the flaw of that being a benefit to most people. So I made it so you're almost always looking at rendered chunks, so that's good. I did add join spectator feature. It would only work, you know, if I'm in lobby. As you can see, I'm in single player though. It's not gonna work that well. But yeah, these would work. As well as we talked about the map name. These are the rules. The rules are also displayed on the game start, so it's really important. And yeah, huge changes I'm about to show you. So let's start off in the jungle and talk about changes here. First of all, no lighting changes or anything like that. Spawners are the same. There's a second pathway to this tree trunk to kind of indicate to new players that, hey, you have a choice. You can go right or left, because before it was really biased towards the right side always, because there's a path to the right and there's this mountain that goes to the right, so it's really biased in that regard. So now I try to assuage that by adding this path on the left side. There's a new mob box on the bottom. This is really this really reduces the mob count on the map. It actually makes it so that the mobs are really insignificant in this map. Mobs are no longer a threat, so really what you have to deal with is spawners and some occasional natural spawning in the map. So it's really interesting how that's gonna work. I've tested one time version 6 with the mob box, and yeah, we're up to version 7. Version 7 has not been tested. This is version 7 of the map, so, or 0.7, whatever you want to call it. This is the version of the map that has not been tested. This seems to be the most balanced version I have so far, and I believe it is a balanced map. A lot of people will disagree with me, and the reason for that is I have a lot of map knowledge, and I know what can be used to be countered I know what to counter other strategies with, and I made the map, like, so I have extensive knowledge regardless. So this is not to, bring down the beta testers, ideas or what they think is unbalanced. No, no, no. It's just like, this is my overall opinion on what everyone has been telling me, and then me, in hindsight, thinking about it, is it really overpowered, or is it a matter of misunderstanding or under knowledge of the map? So yeah, I'm coming down to the map is pretty balanced right now. Pretty balanced, and I'm going to do a crap ton of beta tests hopefully over the month, and get it ready. Get it ready to be released, and also get it released for Minecraft Realms. So we'll talk about that at the end of the video, because I have plans for that. Anyways, so you see a new wall change, obviously. Lots of lights, everything is like stonified, everything's raised again. The village saw a change, guys. Well, actually, I'll showcase the wall a little bit. This is the innards of the wall, like that. And then there's these trees trunks, like kind of indicating the map name, overgrown. So it's like the rafters, the defending team, kind of built around these trees, which is really interesting, and they're kind of built in, and it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. So yeah, there's dispensers here for you to use if you need to use that. There's a lot of good archery points. You have a huge field of view when you're over here. It's really good stuff. Archery position. Sorry about that. I had to clear my throat. But yeah, there's TNT in here to make the lava curtain come down. And yeah, there's ladders. It's a general castle. It's pretty straightforward. Now, what happened in the village, what changed is well, let me start off with a little bit of background. Before I do that, let me get a drink. Okay, so a lot of my beta testers said this area is useless. I completely agree to some extent. It doesn't serve a absolute purpose, in which, when I use the word absolute here, I mean you go here for a specific reason. It does not serve an absolute purpose. There is purposes to it. It creates space in between these two castles, and the first castle and objective, which is designed. I designed that. I need space in between. I put a village. It might not look the prettiest of things, I agree, but it definitely does its job very well. But the beta testers argued that it didn't really serve an absolute purpose, and they recommend an absolute purpose, which I don't really agree with. But after taking some time to think about it, I did my best to give it more of a purpose to these people, and yeah, I think it turned out for the better. It's more useful. The reason I say it like that is because I found an absolute purpose for this area when I play. I use it to I go inside the villages, I mine down, and then I tunnel a little bit. Here, I'll show you what I do. Game mode 1. I would run in here. I have like 64 cobblestone, imagine. I close the blocks, they're right there. I block it off quickly. I mine down as excavator, like this. I block off the top like this. I dig a few blocks. By the time I dug this much, they already came down. I'm blocking it off behind me. And then once I got to a reasonable spot, I keep doing this, and then I dig right up. And then I go into another house and do the same thing. And by the time they get up, I've already completely outrun them. And they can no longer find me until I come up to the surface. This works 90% of the time for me, so I've had a lot of success with it. I do think that if people did it that way, they would not have a problem with this village. But again, like I said, I don't want to make the map too easy. I want there to be a learning curve to this map. I don't want you to play the map for the first time and know exactly what to do all the time. Like, there has to be, I want a learning curve, like, so over time you develop new strategies. if there was no learning curve to the map, you would have the same strategies forever. And that's not fair. That's not good, in my opinion. So, anyways, this is what I did to change it up. I added doors on the other side to enable like juking players. And then also I added these little tunnels underground with these trapdoors, or not tunnels. They're bunkers. So I added bunkers underground that kind of gets you started on a tunnel. For example, if you run down here, this is the intended use. If you don't see it already, you do this. You come down here. You put a block down there, so it takes time for them to mine down. And you make a choice. You either start tunneling, or you do something clever and you do this. You make 2x1 pillars of cobblestone like this quickly, and you run to the back side, and then you do this, and then you start your tunnel like this. And now what you've just done is you've created a lot of ambiguity for the rafters, and what they have to do is they have to bet. They have to take a chance. They have to take a chance of where you might be tunneling to, and they can reduce the likelihood of being in a particular spot by using 3D sound and localizing where the digging is going. But yeah, you're creating ambiguity here, and they have to make a choice. Where did he tunnel? Because there's these 2x1 pillars that you could have easily went through and started your tunnel. This is a very smart strategy, and I know a lot of people don't do it in the beta test. Like, I have footage, I know what I'm talking about. Nobody has really done this, and well, that's the thing though. It's like there's a learning curve to the map. You have to over time learn about these kind of things to help you use something that doesn't have an absolute purpose and give it an absolute purpose with your game knowledge of Minecraft. So again, like I said, I don't want to kiss up to the beta testers in the way that whatever they say I have to add. I'm of course not doing that, but definitely listen to them in a way that I can change it up a little bit and make it easier for that kind of mentality to be understood. So yeah, there's these openings in the fences, so you can like run through, like easier, run through here, and do better juking. Juking is everywhere, and there's also ladders to the ceilings, which a lot of people requested, and I kind of see that one. Yeah, because everyone's going on the ceiling, so why not have ladders to help you do that? So yeah, this area now has a more absolute purpose than it already did, in my opinion, but again, it's fine. I do respect my beta testers. I do listen to them to some extent. So yeah, that's the changes I've made. Now in the back area, I added this like granite. I always forget the name of this block, but granite, polished granite in this case. I mean, it looks like copperish or bronze, like colored. So I would call it bronze material or whatever. But anyways, I put the granite pathway to indicate that there's a portal here that for rafters to use the defending team, and it tells you where it's going to go. A little bit more user friendly to the people that don't know portals are there. And I kind of overhauled this area. I used that word in the title and in the beginning of the video, but I'm using it in this case as a complete change to how defenders ought to act in this area. There needs to be defense now. I added stairs that go up, so you have to get rid of those because now it's easy access for the marauders. There's one in the back here, so it's two really important stuff. And now there's these little mountains that go up to that, like kind of uphill, go uphill towards the lower branches of the tree. So you have to knock these away. And then there's one over here, which you have to knock away. And then there's one giant one over here that you have to knock away as well. So if not, you're gonna give the invading team the opportunity to do that and get straight to the crystal. Look at this, very, very strong stuff here. And on top of that, I added these leaves that you can actually use to climb up and then start your like whatever you're pillaring. So I added that in quite a few areas, like in the back here. So yeah, defense is very much necessary in this map. So make sure you have a defender doing it, because now it's going to be more important than ever. The map is pretty balanced with all these changes so far that I've made, in my opinion. But yeah, that's all obviously to be tested. So what did I do? What else did I do? Let's see. I think I went over everything. There's a few bugs I fixed, like Rising Dead, one of Magicka's abilities, would target players up here in the class section. I fixed that. They don't target people up here anymore. Witches auto die. There's statistics in the game talking about how many classes are chosen, so you can see which class was favored, kind of in a visual way with numbers. Quantitatively, you can see that. The mob box we saw, and yeah, that's about it, guys. 20 minutes since this recording, about 21 minutes here, and I finally finished talking about what I wanted to talk about and all the changes of the map. So without further ado, I'm going to wrap it up by talking to you guys about realms. I know I mentioned that earlier in the video, and I promised I would talk about it here. So really quick here, I don't want to take too much time talking about it, but I do want to push this map to realms. I've taken a look at all the realms maps there are so far, and there's a few PvP maps, but not asymmetrical defender attacker style like this, like we see of Hoodoo and Nail and these old style maps. And then with, you know, obviously the Reapism touch, which a lot of people like, with abilities and class design. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get it to realms, guys. It's gonna be a long process, I am assuming, hopefully, and well, not hopefully, but I'm assuming it's a long process to get it onto realms. I'm gonna get a bunch of people to help me get it realms ready. And yeah, hopefully we can get this map on Minecraft realms. That's gonna be awesome. I can't wait for something like that to happen. It's gonna be quite an achievement, and yeah, it's great. I love it. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy, let me know in the comments. And this is a re-upload to episode 8 because I was using my webcam mic in that. Ugh, nasty. If you made it this far in the video, let me know in the comments by saying I made it this far, and I will be granting each and every one of you a free 3-month gift card subscription service, code Majugali, to my PvP service that I provide monthly. Take care, everyone. Peace out now.